That's what I always say. Let's see. That's on, that's on, that's on. That's posted. That's kicked off. That's showing ads. That's wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay. Alright, that's good enough. Let me just turn those notifications off so they don't get annoying. Because I'm popular and people like to reach out to me all the time. That's not true. Alright, what am I doing? I'm building stuff. I'm building funny little men. I've tried painting. I had a lot of fun doing that. And now, I get to assemble the little bastards. Look at that little man. Just move that back there. I like to get a little bit of artificial... That's too much zoom. I don't know why it does this. Nope, that's too much zoom again. A little bit of artificial zoom for me is good, because that means it usually helps you focus on like the details of the minis when I'm holding them up. When it's not zoomed in, it can be pretty difficult to see a lot of that stuff. Let's see, is that any better? Focus is always the worst when it comes to these things. Look at that. There he is. Little man, right there. It simply will not focus, but that's fine. That doesn't change the fact that I'm going to be building some of these guys from scratch, because I have a big pile of shame, and so do you. And don't pretend that you don't. Let's see. Instruction manual. That's what I need first. First and foremost, that's what I need. Okay, what am I doing? I'm building orcs. What pieces do I need for that? I am not good at following directions, which is good, but they've absolutely spelled them out to be. Okay, what am I doing? What am I building? Alright. So for this little freak that I have to concoct, I have two options. Zoom in right there. I can either build a commando boy or a commando rocket boy. And it is purely up to me as to which one I decide to build. I think I'm going to go for the commando boy proper. I'm not really a huge fan of building orcs with rocket launchers. Like, I know they serve a mechanical purpose, but to me there's something so brutally simplistic about a big green man with a machine gun, just shooting you with as many bullets as possible. Okay, so I need pieces C13 and C21. It is going to be impossible to find anything that I need because I am practically blind. 56, 50, there we go, 13. I lied, I'm a god. What am I doing? Where are my clippers? Please do not tell me I forgot to bring my clippers in with me. That would be so embarrassing. Literally the one thing that I need in my box of tricks. Where am I? Where are we? Literally do not tell me that I forgot to bring them with me. Well, I've already dropped a bunch of shit. This is going fantastic. Ah, shit. Alright, they're definitely in the room somewhere. And they're on my desk the whole time. Of course they were! God fucking damn it. Okay. I've immediately forgot what I'm doing. Okay, C13 and C21. Piece C13 is over here, so I'm just gonna cut this little freak out. I'm having a lot of fun building the Ork Commandos. because they're very thick, chunky models, and I like that about them. I feel like I'm getting a lot of value for my plastic crack, as they call it. So like, look at this. Look at how thick this torso is. This is like the complete size of an Imperial Guard veteran. Like, this is the mass of a whole man. And I haven't even put his arms on yet. That's why I love the orcs. I feel like I'm getting value for money. It's too hot today. Okay, now I need his backpack, which is C21, which is up here. It's a lot easier to find. There's a lot of orc bits, but not a lot of backpack bits. Let's cut these out. I don't own a drill for my barrels, but I do own a clipper for my plastic. Those are my priorities, and I'm sticking to them. Okay, and the glue is all the way over here, because of course it is. One thing I love about these models is that the arm bits are like very flat spaces. So really I can glue whatever arm I want on there. That's what I really like about the orcs. You can get a lot of customizability with some very like basic frames. For instance, here's the first Ork Commando that I put together from the kit. And as you might sort of be able to tell here, I'll change the light so it's a little bit easier to see. His arm there is not his original arm. The original arm of this Ork Commando is holding like I think it's a power claw, but this like spear thing is from the Squig Hog Boys that I had. So it's really easy to kitbash and put new pieces on them. Hello, YouTube user Sunday Kalu. What's going on? I'm building some boys. I'm gluing them together and making them sturdy. Okay. I swear to God, anytime I glue backpacks on any of the minis that I have, I always put them upside down. Like, it's probably really difficult to see, but like on the top of this backpack is like a bedroll, and on the bottom there is a grenade. But they're both cylindrical in shape, so it's very easy to get them mixed up. It's also very easy to drop them. Literally after saying all that, I almost stuck it on upside down, which is exactly the thing that I was trying to avoid. I am not good at my job, but I do it with enthusiasm, and that's the important thing. Okay. Now, while that little bit of plastic cement is bonding together, let's see what options I have. Now, I'm basically building piece 14 here, which is, if you can see there, it's those ones here. I basically have the choice between building the Commando Boy and the Rocket Boy. Now, I don't think I'm going to go with the rocket launcher, because I'm just not a huge fan of orcs with rocket launchers, although that model is pretty good. I like the Rocket Commando more than just the standard Rocket Boy. But I like the Rocket Boy's helmet more, so I'm definitely going to use the Rocket Boy's helmet, and I think I'm going to go with the knife and pistol variant here. Ba. Hello, YouTube user, James, singular, rather than James's plural. It's an important distinction. You went for the Phobos Marines and the Votann for Kill Team? Hell yeah. I actually really like the look of that Kill Team box. Because from memory, that's like a box set, right? Like you can get the box with the Phobos Marines and the Votanns, like they're in their own sort of thing. I went with the Orcs one, A, because it's the Orcs, and B, it's also the base set for Kill Team, so it's significantly cheaper, because it's like the, you know, really easy set that's like, hey, just get this to like get into the game. It's the starter set, so it's only like $100 for 20 models. And it was a lot of added value. You look like you could play a vampire in a movie. Well, sign me up, casting directors. I'll come at you. Ah. It was a little bit more Five Nights at Freddy's than it was vampire movie, and for that I apologize. Okay, I'm gonna mix and match heads here. So I need headpiece C14. C14, where are we there? There we go. Let's clip it out. Votan was a treat myself. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. They are separate boxes. I'm thinking of something entirely different. I do like the look of the Votan, though. Like, especially... Man, I just love all of the Kill Team sets, because I feel like because the models are built to be, like, individual things for those, like, really smaller skirmish games, I feel like you get a lot of really good quality models for the price. Like, I don't know, a packet of boys is fine, like, you get a whole bunch of dudes there, but the Commandos just have a lot of personality, I feel like. Like, they feel like they're more individual characters, and I really love that about them, honestly. Easy to bully unless you want helmets or the salvages. Ah, okay, I get you. Yeah, I always thought it was interesting with how the Votan are, like... with how the Votan are set up. Like, I couldn't quite tell... Because a lot of really chunky humanoid minis have, like, a really modular kind of setup, for lack of a better term. Like, the Orks are basically just, like, a torso with, like, arm slots and a head slot. So you can really just kitbash and put whatever pieces you want on there, like, provided they vaguely fit. But I was never quite sure whether that was the case for the Votan as well. Like, if it was the case, and you could really easily swap pieces in and out with the Votan, like, that might just seal the deal for me. I've kind of been eyeing off them dwarves for a very long time, and if I can have fun with building them, then that might be the thing that pushes me over the line. Yeah, man, praise be the Emperor. We love that big golden corpse. Jury's out. Oh, easy to build unless you want helmets. That's what I get you. Yeah, I feel like the helmets of the Votan are a lot more like, they're a lot less common. I feel like a lot of the times I see the Leagues of Votan, they are displayed without helmets, which I think is really interesting. And it definitely differentiates them from the likes of the Space Marines, who are obviously very helmeted all the time. For the most part, anyway. You can get some pretty good unhelmeted variants. I've immediately forgotten which piece I'm looking for. C20! Remind me of that. I couldn't paint faces, so I went with helmets. Ah, okay. Which one was the same? I have this box and pistol one guy. Hell yes. Yeah, I love, like, mixing and matching pieces. In fact, I should remember that I have this. I've basically got, like, a bits box bag here, where I've basically just got a whole bunch of, like, scrap parts from a whole bunch of other armies that I've amassed over the years. I think I've used up most of the spare Ork bits that I have, but there's definitely a few pieces in there that I might be looking to tweak in and out of these models. Like, I've got a lot of spare Ork heads, but I really like the Kill Team heads. Like, look at that. Look at this Call of Duty motherfucker. Of course it's not going to focus, is it? Of course it's not going to focus. Here, I'll hold him back here and zoom in. Oh, that's absolutely garbage quality. This was a doomed affair from the start. But, you know what? Are you building the Death Star? No, I'm building Orks. And he's immediately fallen upside down. I'm building Warhammer, baby. Fun little guys. Okay, so this is going to be his... so he's going to have, like, a... He's going to have a stabby arm there. He's going to have his, like, sword thing out. And then his other arm, he's going to have a gun. Because we love a cool guy with a gun. Just gotta make sure I put it in there right. Nope, that is super wrong. I almost stuck his arm in with his sword, like, raised super high over his head, which would have kind of been cool. Remember, the arm piece was absolutely not conducive for it. How does this go in there? Yeah. I feel like with the Ork Commandos, there's a lot of like the arm sockets are really what's the best way to describe this? Just big holes on the side of their torsos. So you can really sort of angle the arms whichever way you want. Although in the case of this model, you only really get the choice of like having him hold his blade down or like having him hold it directly in front of his face, which isn't very good. Ork Commandos are my next kill team to get. I'd highly recommend it. Like, again, the only reason that I mainly, like, pretty much the major reason why I went for the Commando set was because it was the, like, base kill team starter set. Which means, I also got a whole bunch of the Imperial Guard as well. These funny little guys. I'm painting them purple, because I can paint them whatever colors I want. And of course it's not going to focus, because why would it? Why would it, honestly? Why would it? Votan just have a slightly raised circle where the shoulder goes. Yeah, that's... I mean, that gives you a lot of flexibility, I suppose. My biggest pet peeve is when, like, arms on models are, like, built into half of the character's torso. So you can't really, like, switch out arms or, like, individual limb pieces easily. Because, like, I don't know, in the original Boys set, they would have, like, arms that were built into, like, their spines or, like, the front of their chests or, like, their very heads. So you couldn't, like, switch them in and out easily. And that sucked. I like switching things in and out. Alas, AOS is stealing me. That's what I hear. I hear that a lot of people are... I mean, it sounds to me like the, It sounds to me like the new Age of Sigmar box set is selling well. Like, I don't super, okay, never mind. I'm getting notifications. Because, yeah, I was talking with some people at the Warhammer store the other day about the new Age of Sigmar box set, and apparently it's doing pretty well. Actually, I don't know if it's doing well or not. They literally just tried to sell it to me the second I walked in the door, but they were very persuasive, so I assumed that worked on other people. It honestly almost worked on me. I mean, it's a pretty strong argument anytime you walk into a Warhammer store and they immediately greet you with, "Hey, want to buy some rats?" It's very persuasive, to me at least. I feel like I have a bunch of orc arms in this bag that I'm just not finding. Ah, well. I got a couple of pieces I can bring out later. In any case, I need C19. That's what I need. Where are we? Actually, you know, let's see if I can get a different gun in here. Let's mix and match body parts. Yeah, let's absolutely, like, fuck around and find out. Instead of C19, let me get C101. Yeah, that's right, I'm going crazy. I'm going off the book. You dig? I thought it was C20 you were after. That was a very long time ago. I think C20 was his, like, arm piece that I cut out. And I've already done that. Get your head in the game. That was very rude, I'm sorry. Okay, I've cut out... Okay, I cut out the wrong arm piece, seeing if I could, like, mix and match it together, and the only way I can really put it in there is that if he's holding it, like, weirdly above his head, like... I got this gun! It kind of works. I can kind of see it, actually. Maybe if his head was going the other way, because, like, right now, he's kind of going, like, I'm looking this way, but also holding my arm in front of my face, so I definitely can't see what I'm shooting at. If he was holding his gun up here and, like, looking this way, being like, yeah, I'm so cool. It's James Bond shit. Not what I want. Need a new piece. Guy was in at least 3 failed bands. Probably. What am I looking for? C19? Yeah, that'll do. I'll make this guy on model. Just for shits and giggles. Ow. It's orcs. Embrace the jank. Honestly, that's been my guiding principle. I keep my mold lines, I don't drill my barrel holes, and people are incredibly upset at me for it. But I stand by my principles. If you want me to drill my barrel holes on my models, email me 40 American dollars. You wouldn't. I have to stop saying that. I made some joke posts telling people to Venmo me $40 if they want me to drill my barrel holes. And someone did it. So now I have to buy the drill to drill my barrel holes. Insane in the membrane. Let me just get that piece right in there. Yeah, look at that. That's what we want to see. A proud shooting arm. Pew, pew, ah. And one guy in Discord telling me to scrape away the mold lines of my Marines. You don't have to do anything, honestly. Scrape away the mold lines, drill out the barrel holes, just have fun. Who cares? I've also completely dropped all of my bases on the floor, so let me just... Ah! Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Ugh. Got him. Okay. What army is this? This is orcs, baby! I'm an orc man. I'm an orc boy. I am building, specifically, because we love specifics in this little subgenre and corner of the internet. This is specifically the Ork Commandos Kill Team set that I got in the Kill Team starter box, along with a whole bunch of terrain pieces, rule books, and also some veteran guard. Games Workshop, give me $40 to advertise your products. I'll do it. Mostly because I just have a lot of knowledge about what's in various boxes, and I need to capitalize on that information somehow. Get into war together. That's exactly right. There he is. Based in everything. Based. Yeah. The Kill Team box was a little bit of a splurge on my end. Here's another guy I built earlier today. Knife boy. Love him. You got Snickrot? I do not have Snickrot. I do, however, have Gazgul. He's a work in progress. I was painting him on stream a little bit yesterday. I've still got a little bit of work to do there. It's actually, one thing I learned yesterday while painting this guy on stream was that it's really hard to paint dark colors when all of the lights in my room are like bearing down directly onto my face, because it's really hard to see what all the dark colors are. Please say hi, Cameron. No, I won't. I won't do that. Specifically because you asked for it. I'm cruel and vindictive. Alright. Next, I have a couple of options for piece number 15 down here. I can either go for the Commando Boy here, or the Commando Sniper Boy. I'm gonna do the Sniper Boy because he's far cooler than just, like, the dude with gun. And I feel like I need to use the most plastic I possibly can. Like, I bought this plastic, and it was quite expensive. I'm gonna use all of it. Hello, YouTube user Semich. How we doing? What's poppin'? Sniper boy. Yeah, okay, what do I need? I need C24 and C25. I am so bad with all of these numbers. It's insane. Hello, hello, hi, how's it going? What's poppin'? I've immediately forgotten what piece I need. 24! Where is that? I like how most of these streams is literally me, like... It's just me talking shit for, like, 5 minutes, and then we get 45 uninterrupted seconds of me looking at my models or looking at my, like, plastic, like I'm an old grandparent who's just been who's trying to look at a meme on a phone, like... I didn't help, I'm even more lost. Love your shorts. Thank you, Jean-Pierre Feliciano. I would have read that a lot easier, but my screen is currently very far away. And I am not good with my eyes. But no, I appreciate it. I try to make funny little internet content that the people on the web can enjoy. Ah, that's why I couldn't find it. It was on the different thing. It was on the different sprues. Go. Chop, 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 chop. Ah! Ow. Salvage's Votan kill team has a dude who's literally readying up to throw hands. I love that. I love how anytime there's like a data sheet in any 40k, for any 40k unit that's just listed their weapons as close combat weapon, like, you know full well that guy's just throwing hands. 26, 26. I kind of want to mix and match some of the backpacks on these sprues, but I'm terrified that they're, like, bound to, like, the exact plastic of the commandos individually. And hola to you, YouTube user Hozari. Hozari? I can read. That's the thing that I can do. Oh shit, was this not right? Did I? Okay, this is it. Okay, C26 and C25. Okay, I should get his leg first. 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. I can't see a thing. 57, 38. What kind of army list are you going for? Okay, let me see if I can do it off the top of my head. I've kind of got a mishmash. Like, I feel like if I was to field the units that I have, I would kind of be forced to go through the Warhorde detachment, like the generic sustained hits one on melee lists, because, like, I don't have enough specialization in anything. So my current list right now is the original Ork Combat Patrol box, which is 20 boys, 3 Death Copters, the War Boss in Mega Armor, who I have right here. It's very popular. I'm building these commandos. I have who else do I have? I've also got the whatever this thing is, the Death Dread from the Kill Team box. Not the Kill Team, the Combat Patrol box. I've got Dakajet, Almost ready to go. Almost stabbed myself in the eyes with this just now. Would have been very painful for me. I've got Gaz, and I've got a bunch of Squig Hog boys as well, and some Storm boys. So really, I just have a whole bunch of everything? Like, I don't really have anything... Like, I don't really have any, like, major specializations. Like, I've kind of just got a grab bag of stuff. And, you know, a lot of the Orc detachments that I've seen really, like, focus on one or two things. Like, yeah, it's like, this is the vehicle detachment rule. This is the knobs detachment rule. This is the mech detachment rule. This is the detachment rule you take if you just want to field 250 boys on the table at any one time. But I've just got a bunch of random shit, so I'm really just going for like a grab bag here. What am I building? I'm building Warhammer miniatures. Orcs, specifically. Where's some of my previous examples? Yeah, I've been building some orcs. And of course, this thing never focuses. Yeah, here's my little orc man. He's got his 2 daggers, got a knife in his teeth. And I'll build him. I'll paint him up. I'm gonna be funny little green men. That's way too bright. I'm doing this all on a phone screen. It's really hard to get detail. But they look awesome, I promise. What unit? I am building the Commandos from the Kill Team box set, which I bought for 100 Canadian dollars. And mostly I bought it because I got the announcement that they were going to raise their prices. And I was like, you know what? I've been eyeing this for a while. I'm going to buy it when it's $100. And not next week, when it becomes 110. Nice Storm Boys, thank you. I think I've highlighted all of my Storm Boys in my like weird little orc lore shorts that I do. So yeah, I think I've definitely shown all of my Storm Boys that I have so far. I appreciate it. I like it when my works are appreciated. Okay, so the Commando Sniper Boy. I want to build the Sniper Boy, but he's got a really boring head. Like, he's literally just got a regular orc head. The Commando Boy for this sprue set has got like a gas mask. No, it's got like a ballistic mask thing kind of going on. I might use that, but I'm just going to very quickly defer to my bits bag to see if there's any spare heads that I can use. Because I've definitely cut up a couple of orc heads that I could potentially switch around here. I've also got this orc arm with like a spear tip that I'm thinking about using, except it's held in a really weird way. Like, it's kind of like I think it's a, what hand is this? It's like a right hand, but it's held up like this. And anytime I go to put it on a shoulder, I always put it with the hand backwards. I don't know. I like your accent. Too bloody right, mate. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. That was evil and rude. I don't know what any of this means. I'm not gonna risk it. There we go. I'm working on jump pack intercessors. Hell yes! I love that. I love the fact that everybody gets like a jump pack unit just at some point. Like every army just has a bunch of people who can inexplicably fly. And I think that's beautiful. And I'm very glad the Sisters of Battle got new flyboys. Or fly girls, rather. Okay, not a head, but an arm that I can potentially use later. Hello, girl. What's up? They fly now. I swear to God, when I start fielding these Storm Boys, that's gonna be like the only thing that I say. Like, that's gonna be my #1 go-to joke. I love They Fly Now as a meme and as a concept, and I will use it in any given opportunity whatsoever. Okay, so I found a spare Ork head, but I think it's way too small for what I'm trying to use here. What up? We building Orks, baby! Orks, 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 Orks! Okay, what do I need? What piece do I need? C33. See, one of the big problems with the Commando set, at the very least, is that their heads are very specialized, so it's very hard to, like, switch them in and out. Even with other models in and of themselves, I find. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try that right now. I'm gonna try cutting out the wrong head and pasting it onto this body. That's right, I'm a gosh darn rebel, and I don't need no rulebook to tell me what to do. Except in the very many specific cases where I do. Okay. Alright, I kind of have a head that I can put in here. It'll be a little janky, so I might put in his arms first to see if that, like, prevents me from putting in the head. Where are we? What pieces do I need? Oh god, the gun has like a billion different pieces. Like, look at that. It's like 3 different pieces. My disappointment is immeasurable, my day is ruined. That was actually really nice to do that. I'm gonna get Death Company with jump packs tomorrow. Oh, hell yeah. We love suicidal fly guys. In concept, not in practice. Okay. Not the piece I need, but I'll just cut out the start of the... I'll just cut out the start of the sniper rifle, just in case, because I'll need that eventually. I enjoy doing Ork voices, but obviously not in person. Is there a certain thing you think would be fun for an Ork to say? I mean, my favorite flavor of comedy is, like, somebody who sounds incredibly stupid saying something incredibly intelligent, or vice versa. Like, you know, imagine, like, a really aristocratic noble person saying, like, we simply cannot fathom why children adore the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And in that same sort of, like, train of logic, I think it's really funny when stupid people say stuff that's, like, really intelligent. Like, you know, you've got the big dumb Orks and it'll be like, in a philosophical sense, to be is to be perceived, right? Did I kill him with my big shooter, or did the observation of me killing him then create the instance required to facilitate his death? It's a philosophical discussion that I would love to have with you. So yeah, if one thing I think would be really fun for an Ork to say is something deep and philosophical. That gun is a catastrophe. Ayo! That's my name. That's my handle. That's a good joke. 4 points to you. I've been building and painting since 2017. I'm a Tyranid and Salamanders player. Hell yeah! Oh, I got one of those funky boys around. Tyranids! Yeah, I've basically been building them. Well, I've been building them as an adult since the Leviathan box set came out. I bought that as a gift for myself once I moved to Canada. But I did have a brief stint when I was a wee child where I built a couple of models just for fun, sort of thing. And none of them were any good. And I'm very excited to travel back home to my home country of Australia later in the year so I can visit my family house and see all of the shitty, terrible just awful models that I painted. Like, I'm talking no paint thinning, like, no, like, priming in some of them. I don't know how, but I got, like, a commemorative, like, steel model at one point, like a metal space marine that they were giving away for free as a, you know, limited time bonus or something like that. And it just has the most dog shit painting you've ever seen on a miniature. Like, I think I was 12 at the time, and I absolutely shouldn't have been anywhere near a model of this quality. Like, metal. Fellow Australian? Too bloody right. I don't just put on this voice for fun, you know. What am I looking for? C28. Ah, found it. I'm blind. Ow. Do I have any of them to show? No, I don't. Unfortunately, there was a lot of personal items that I had to leave back home before I moved. Because I don't know if you know this, but taking extra baggage on a plane is very expensive. And it's also very difficult to condense everything you own into 2 suitcases. Which is something that I had to do, and was a very difficult thing to do, which meant a lot of cool stuff that I had back home had to stay there. I had to give away my commemorative, like, bright pink, like, cat ear razor headphones that I definitely owned at one point in my life. And I'm just never gonna get those back. Because I gave them away to a friend. Can you make one hot pink? See, I'm gonna say no to that because I'm going to say no to that because I have a bunch of Chaos Space Marines that I'm building at the moment, and they are going to be hot pink because I'm painting them to be Emperor's Children Marines. I do have in the Squighog Boys set though, there is like a there was like a tiny squig with just like one wheel that I think is really cute. I might paint that one hot pink. I might have a hot pink squig. No promises, we'll have to see. What am I looking for? C29. I'm looking for a piece that's literally just like a chunk of arm with no shoulder. Like, it's a really weirdly shaped piece, and I'm just not having any luck finding it. I lied! There it is. Stop watching Friendly Geordies. I've never heard of that man in my entire life. Man, that's a lie. I've heard of him, but I've never watched anything he's done. Let's see. Okay. Sexy Tyrannid. Well, that all depends on who you ask. Okay, this is gonna be one of those really weird, like, bits, right? Okay, I always hate when I have to, like... Okay, so I'm gonna have to glue... Okay, arm to gun, then to shoulder, and then thing. Could we watch this later as a replay? Yeah, everything's, like... Yeah, everything's saved as a VOD later, and it's up there on my channel. Got no reason to take it down. Yes, this will be available as a replay to watch later, unless I trip over and, like, accidentally flash my butt or something like that. I don't think there's a lot of chance of that happening, but I'm terrified of it nonetheless. We need a hot pink Tyrannid. Oh boy. That would be good. Was pink a color that I was considering for my Tyrannids? I feel like I went through, like, the entire light spectrum when I was sitting down and painting my Tyrannids. When I was sitting down thinking what I would paint the Tyrannids. Because, like I said, I started with the Leviathan box set, and I wanted to paint the Ultramarines because, like, they're basic and I was just getting started on things. They're, like, a good one to cut your teeth on. But there we go. Glue that in there. See, I always hate like sticking together guns with multiple arms and multiple parts because like I have to act really quickly. Like I've put the gun in his like left. I can't see that at all. Put the gun in his like Jesus Christ, his right socket there. I couldn't tell. I can tell. And now I need to stick the other arm in his shoulder, which connects to the gun. And if I don't do it soon, then it just won't glue right at all. I'm like racing against the clock here. Okay, so he's got a sniper rifle there. Now I just need to put a head in there. What are you constructing? I'm constructing orcs. Specifically, the Kill Team Commandos. Okay, I think I am going to have to just use one of the standard heads here. Which, for my purposes, is C-33. Later, Riptide. Get out of here. It's always a pleasure. There we go, C-33. But yeah, I went through like the entire color spectrum when I was thinking of putting together my Tyranids. Because I painted the Ultramarines. I painted the Ultramarines because, you know, I just wanted something basic to cut my teeth with. But when it came to like doing the Tyranids, I was like, okay, I have a bit of experience now. Now I can get funky with the colors. Not Chaos Space Marines then. I have a box of Chaos Space Marine Legionnaires. And I am going to paint them hot pink as Emperor's Children. I think it might take me a while to do like a full set of Chaos Space Marines because I've already got so much. Like I've already got so many orcs that I need to finish off. And this is why I'm like taking out the time to actually like sit down and build these bastards because like I need to finish building these so I can buy some more. I played my first Kill Team game the other day. Hell yes. They don't award points for RP commitment or world building. Boo! I mean, they do have narrative play. Like, that is a way you can play the game. Like, all you need to do is find the right person to play with. Because, like, there is a rule set for narrative play. You know, if you want to build funny little fanfics with your weird nerd friends, you can do that. There's rules there. Yeah. Okay, so just gonna glue them onto the base, and then move on to the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy 4th. Happy 4th to you, too. Happy America Day. You know, yes, it's Eagle Scream. That's the noise, right? It's too hot today. I am neither American nor living in America. I do not need to worry about such a holiday. Pink Space Marines. Someday. Maybe if they do, because they do, like... I know that, like, Warhammer stores like to give away, like, they do their whole, like, miniature of the month thing, where, like, every month they give away a free mini if you come into the store. And maybe if they give away a Space Marine at some point there, I might, you know, paint it hot pink. Although I kind of have, like, a project that I kind of have a painting project that I want to do. Because, like, I've been collecting the free minis of the month that you get at the Warhammer stores, but I haven't painted any of them yet. And my plan is, I want to paint them all, like, ostentatious Liberator gold. Like, gold. Like, I want to paint these minis the kind of color they'd be on, like, an exclusive pre-order skin you can only buy from a AAA game, like, at its launch, sort of thing. Because they're free models. Like, I'm probably not going to use them for, like, actual gameplay or whatever. Oh, why isn't he sticking to the base? Please stick to the base. I want you to be stuck there. Please glue. But also please glue in such a way that you don't look wonky or aren't gonna break. You know what? He's vaguely sitting there. I'm just gonna like very gently set him down. And I'm just gonna wait for the glue to dry. Alright. Ridiculous. I just need to make it abundantly clear. I just timed out someone in there for one of the messages they sent, not the other one. I'll let you guess. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, he's glued down. I can move on to the next model now. I can move on to the next model. Okay. Alright, so I've got two options for this next one. I'm doing number 16 here. I can either do, I've got another generic commando boy, or I can do a commando comms boy. Looks like he's holding some kind of like weird megaphone. Such a weird thing. I'm gonna do the comms boy. He's fucking wild. Okay. Oh, it's too hot today. Pink with the Barbie logo and cat ears. Hell yes. See, I would love to just get a whole bunch of like weird 3D printed stuff that I could add to these minis. Like, if I ever get a 3D printer, like, you can better believe I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of weird shit like that. I will teach myself how to 3D model if somebody buys me a 3D printer. You have the power to make these ideas a reality. Give me 300 American dollars in which to buy a 3-dimensional printer, and I will see it done. That is my promise to you. I have to stop telling people on the internet to give me money. At some point, people are gonna assume it's not a joke. Ridiculous. Okay, that's what I need. 37, 38, and 39. Good at the logo and cat ears. Listen, I'm not against it. I am very much for building weird and wacky minis. Like, I'm always caught out in this weird like catch-22 with building minis and stuff like that because it's a creative pursuit, right? But like, I'm also like a lore fiend of Warhammer, and I'm like a fan of the franchise. So, to me, it's really like, what do you call it? Like I want to paint them in such a way that, like, yeah, it's like custom and creative, but still also like fits within the universe, sort of thing. But also the idea of making something hot pink for the sake of making it hot pink is also very good to me. Like, I love all of the Neko Neko Nya Nya cat-made Marines that I see, because they're just so good, man. I was doom scrolling until I stumbled upon this, and now I'm getting back to my own. Hell yes! Consider this the brief reprieve. I would call it a safe space, but I am constantly in anguish because I have to keep finding all the little plastic pieces of the men that I'm trying to build. So it's a safe space for you. It's torment for me. But at the end of the day, that makes for good television. So, see you, dude. Get out of here. Have a good evening. Happy 4th of July. America. I've immediately forgotten what piece I'm looking for. 38. Sadly, I can't do resin printer. One lung size. Yeah. See, that's always been the thing for me as well. Like, there we go. Found it. Like, Everyone's like, yeah, just get a resin printer. Just get a resin printer. You can print like an entire army for like $20, and you never have to give Games Workshop another dollar again. Like, first of all, these things create like toxic chemicals. Like, you need a room in your house to do this, or a garage. Either way is like, you know, it's a fucking like it's a whole like thing that you need to do. Like, everyone's like, yeah, just get a 3D printer. Like, you know, build stuff with that. That's a commitment. Both financially. The question hasn't been answered. I have no idea what's going on. I was curious what part of Australia you are, because curious what part of Australia you're from. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. That's my hometown. No, I miss things all the time in chat. Like, I'm very spacey. It's a hobby all of its own. Yeah, it really is, honestly. Like, and it's good. Like, I've dabbled in 3D like modeling and stuff before. Melbourne doesn't exist. Australia doesn't exist. Get your facts right. We are all lying to you. All of us. Each and every one. You're from Perth? Hell yeah! I think I've known a couple of people from Perth. I think. Nah, my memory of that world is all behind me now. It's not real, he's lying. That's right. Australia doesn't exist, and neither do I. Yeah. Okay, the backpack is C39. Where are we? The backpacks are usually pretty easy to find because they're a lot more identifiable. You don't exist? That's right. I'm so sorry you had to hear it from here. I'm so sorry you had to hear it from me. Normally this news is best delivered by, you know, a doctor or a spiritual practitioner. Spiritual practitioner? If you ever assume that I know what I'm talking about at any point in time, just... no. I'm just spouting nonsense. Okay. Oh my god. I thought I just needed to cough, but something terrible happened inside my body. I'm learning how to draw so I can 3D model someday? Hell yes! Get started with the basics and work your way up. That's my advice to you. It's always good to have a goal in mind as well. I find that it's very difficult to do something creative unless I'm like, okay, I want to like sit down and very specifically do this thing. Because like if I don't have that mindset from the get-go, I will just sort of sit there looking at a blank canvas for an hour on end. And then just not really do anything. Which sucks, because, you know, you sit down to do creative stuff because you want to be creative. And really, I'm just vocalizing this because I haven't sat my ass down to, like, draw and stuff for a good long while. And I need to do that. I need to do it more, I need to do it again, and I need to do it soon. Why are you gay? Why are you? We'll never know. I've decided, and therefore it shall be. We're making grand revelations on youtube.org tonight. Where are we? What piece do I need? C40. I'm looking for a head. Does anyone have a spare head that I can use? Never mind, I found it. English or Spanish? Is that like a meme? Is that a meme? People keep saying it. People keep saying that, and I don't know If it's like a joke or something. I'm practically a boomer. I'm like 30 years old or something like that. I think? Maybe I'm 35. Okay. Gonna glue the head down. I wonder if the commandos are any good in the actual game. I probably should have looked at that before I bought them. Like, I feel like I do that standard Warhammer thing of, like, just buying the models I think look cool. But, like, I do want to play the game, and I do want to have an army list that's good. Although, perhaps in order to do that, I probably shouldn't have chosen the Orks. That might have been where I went wrong. You look like an Isian? I know. I know. If you've ever wondered what it's like to exist on the internet, it is literally just a constant stream of people telling you you look like someone else. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what physical components make up your body or anything like that. That's all you get. That's all you get. Commandos are really fun. Oh, hell yes! I am glad to hear that because I own them and I'm making them and I will be using them in my games. Yes, do it for the chaos. Do it for the bit. Commit to the bit. I'm looking for... There's like a megaphone man hand somewhere. Actually, what piece am I looking for? C43. It has a number on it, so I can find it. I just need to figure out where the fuck that number is. Yeah, there it is. I'm blind. I mean, everything we do here is to sow chaos. What is life without a bit of chaos, I find? Yeah. I also kind of want to get... I also kind of want to, like... I want to play 40k proper, but I'm also interested in, like, playing a few games of Kill Team specifically as well. Because, like, I really like that, I really enjoy the fact that, oh shit, I shouldn't glue this one in yet. Oops. I really enjoy the fact that, like, sure, there's, like, Kill Team box sets, but you can also play specific Kill Teams, with, like, other sets that already exist. Like, I have the Heavy Intercessors for the Space Marines, and, like, if you have a pack of Heavy Intercessors, you have a Kill Team. Like, there is a 5-man Heavy Intercessor Kill Team. Like, there are rules for that online that you can just download. So if you already have some models, you probably already have a Kill Team. What am I looking for? Oh, C41. I've been blind the whole time. I've been considered blinded. I'm blound. You can also play Commanders in Kill Team? Hell yes, yes, yes! I mean, I hope you'd be able to play Commanders in Kill Team. I bought them in the Kill Team box set. If they've been patched out of the Kill Team, I think it's rude that they sold it to me. 42. C42, C42, C42. I'm building this guy's, like, sonic gun. And it's got a whole bunch of, like, weird parts to it. Oh, nope, nope! Never mind. I don't have a pile of shame yet. I only started Warhammer on the start of May. It'll get there. See, the thing that always gets me is that, like, the thing that always gets me is that, like, you're like, oh, you know, it takes a while to, like, build these things. But then you'll get, like, a really nice, like, it's the added value box sets that always get me. Like, the only reason my pile of shame, quote-unquote, is so big is because, I bought, like, the Leviathan set, and I bought the, you know, the Kill Team set. So I've just got a bunch of, like, army stuff that I just can't really use. And so it stacks up over time, and that's what I'm trying to get through, you know? Like, I want to build these orcs so I can play the game, and once I have enough to actually play, then I can start building the weird stuff. Thoughts of the Night Lords? They are scary. They're very scary and spooky. I've read the first bit, like, I want to say, like, the first third of, one of the Night Lords novels. I think it's Soul Hunter. And I'm intrigued. I didn't think I would be. Like, I only bought Soul Hunter on Audible because, they were doing, like, a special on Audible where it's like, hey, but you have, like, credits. Like, use 1 credit, get 2 books, except the books are all, like, weird ones that not necessarily everybody wants to buy, so we're just sort of moving digital product, I guess. So that's how I bought the first Night Lords book, and I was like, alright, I'll put it on for a little bit. The guy who reads it, really good. Like, he gave all of the Night Lords, like, thick Russian accents. Just gonna plug my phone in, put it on charge. Like, he gave all the Night Lords, like, really thick Russian accents, and it works. Like, they work really well for the characters. You kind of remind me of Germa. We're both clowns. We're both online clowns, and I think that's the beauty of both of us. Gonna go now, Boa? Get out of here! Have a wonderful pre-evening. Evening? Whatever. What armies do you guys play? I personally, well, I'm trying to play, like, I'm building my first army. Right now I have a lot of orcs, but I also have a bunch of Space Marines from the Leviathan set. I got a bunch of Tyranids from the Leviathan set. But right now, orcs for me are in the best place to, like, actually play a goddamn game of 40k. And that's my plan. I'm gonna build my orcs so I can actually play, and then I'll probably move on to the Space Marines. Because, like, I've almost got a full army there. I just need to, like, finish the rest of it. Quote unquote. Okay, Okay, he's got, like, I'm trying to, like, connect up his, like, cable thing that he's got to his gun here, and it's, like, really tiny and really finicky. Oh, God, what is this? My hands are way too broad and masculine for this. I have to, like, bend it a little bit. What the fuck am I doing? Jesus. What's being assembled right now? I'm building the Commandos! The Ork Commandos! And this guy has a little wire connecting his, like, sonic sound gun, or whatever it is. And it's really fucking hard to connect, and I don't know which way it goes. I'm gonna assume it's this way? But it doesn't, like... I feel like I fucked up something. Because, like, it doesn't seem like these pieces connect... Oh, you know what? I've probably glued in his arm fucking wrong, haven't I? Oh, shit. I think I might have glued... Because, like, he's got this cable, right? You can sort of see that, like, his cable's connected there, and it's supposed to connect into the base of the gun. But, like, I might have glued his arm, like, a little bit in wrong. Oh, and I've just dropped it, and now I can't find it. You know, even just having the loose cable there, like, I don't think I necessarily need to connect the whole cable. Like, it kind of just looks like he's ready to, like, hit you with an exposed wire. That's actually kind of badass. I might just leave that as it is, actually. Will they get fun lore? Oh, you know they will. I don't know why I did that. It was weird. Where's this dude from? I'm from the internet. That's where I exist. The Commando misfits with malformed arms and exposed wires. That's exactly right. It's like this guy here, who was the first Commando that I built. He was supposed to have, like, a power claw, but instead I gave him, like, a hunting spear from a Squighog Boys set. Don't look too closely, but the arm holding the spear is significantly smaller than the arm holding his gun. So, like, his left arm is really yoked, but his right arm is like... Stream started 69 minutes ago. Nice! Love that. Even have a Malkador? Ooh, hell yeah! Does Malkador have an official mini? He absolutely shouldn't, right? I think I talked about it yesterday, but I love Malkador, the Sigilite, as a concept. Like, I think it's really interesting that he's like, you know, best buds with the big golden god man, and he's like, I'm just a regular dude. They're definitely in love, the two of them. Oh, of course. There's a tank called the Malkador. Yep. I walked right into that one. I'm a fake fan. Isn't Malkador the Sigilite like super dead? Oh, they're all super dead. Everyone's dead. Even the alive ones are dead. Eventually. Pennywise. Ah! You think you're funny? Anyway. How did I first get into 40k? What am I getting? I mean, I first got into it because of the, like, physical, because of, like, the physical stores that they have, you know? Yeah, like, they had a Warhammer store at the mall. The mall. God, I'm becoming American. Each and every day that goes by. I had one at the shopping center that I would go to, growing up. So I'd look around at all the cool little miniatures, and I was like, these spacemen look cool! I want to buy one and paint them! So I bought some, and I painted them, and they're all terrible. Absolute dog shit. No, like, basing, no priming, no thinning of the paints. It was all glorpy, and just, like, absolute dog shit, and I loved them all. And then I didn't do it for 100 years because they were really expensive, and I was a poor little orphan boy who couldn't even afford a scrap of bread. And then I became an adult and started making adult money, doing adult things. That's not what I mean, but you get the idea. And so now that I have access to disposable income, I can buy whatever I want. By chance, are you Australian? Melbourne born and raised, baby! Nobody talks like this for no reason. C50. That's the piece I need. Next. Where is that? It's too hot today. There we go. From fake Melbourne. I'll be back there later in the year. I'm very excited. I'm going to the big video game show that they have. It was a yearly tradition for me to go to the big video game show in Melbourne, Australia, and I was very upset that I wasn't able to do it last year. Because I had to move across international waters on the account of all the crimes that I did. But I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is 365 days, so I will be back in my home country so I can play more video games. Oh, now this is good. Like, look at this. So, arm of a commando. Body of a commando, rather. Arm from a random piece that I have in my bits box. Let's see. Yeah! Big axe, man! Big axe! Too bloody right. Schnarf. So true. Oh, so true. Hang on. My first exposure to Warhammer was my grandfather handing down some of my grandfather's ancient models to tell me they were Star Wars. Hey, old models like that are probably really expensive, right? Like, holy shit, those are probably some, like, collector's items. Oh my god. I need... Okay, I think I have a piece in my bits box. It's like... I've just got a whole bunch of random bits in here. And there's like one gun that I want. There's like one piece that I think I have in here. Give me your secrets. Okay, this axe piece, that's really cool. I'm keeping this out just so I have access to it. I have 7 Praetorian Guard. Oh, hell yeah. Those are, Custodes, right? I mean, I know everyone was sort of, like, complaining about the Custodes, like, not being great in their most recent Codex update. But I do appreciate, at the very least, that there's an army that you can build super cheaply. Because they're, like, how do you put it? Like, I like that each individual, like, Custodian Guard does, like, they're, like, 100 points each for a single model, just because they're, like, the best of the best. So we're gonna need, like, 12 of them for a full army. Oh. We love badass Praetorians in this house. We love anything that anyone likes to collect and build. Like, if you want to, like, build and collect and paint a cool little hobby thing, more power to you. Come on. There's, like, one piece in here that I'm looking for. I'm looking for, like, a hand with a gun. But, like, there's one, like, orc gun that I have in this bits box that's, like, for the right hand. And just, like, I need it. I need to find it. There's a different gun that I could potentially use. Praetorian Guard or Imperial Guard Regiment. Okay. Guard are great too. Like, I was very much... When I was, like, doing my research into, like, what I wanted to build and collect... also entirely unrelated note. Horse. That's all. I want to use that fucking horse head for something someday. But yeah, when I was, like, looking at what army that I wanted to play, like, I was very much considering Imperial Guard. Because, like, one of my favorite things about... Just one of my favorite things in fantasy genres, like, full stop, is just regular guys. Like, just dudes. And that's what I love about the Imperial Guard. Like, they're not super-powered super soldiers, they're just a bunch of men. They're just a bunch of men fighting war. No superpowers. Just the indomitable human spirit. Okay, so I found the arm that I was looking for. And it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks in this model. Like, his arm's a little bit too, like, bent, so he's sort of out here looking like, eh. Not the cool run-and-gun Rambo that I wanted. It wasn't as cool as I wanted, man. But you know what? This will do. I got the pieces I need. He'll do. He'll do. He'll do. He'll do. He'll do. C51. I need a head for him. Does 40k have many accursed beasts, or is that just the rats, bugs, and aliens? You're probably thinking of chaos demons would probably be, like, the closest thing there. Like, I don't think chaos demons get a lot of love anymore, because like, they're just a bunch of fucked up monsters. Like, go and Google right now, the Great Unclean One. The Great Unclean One. And you'll see some fucked up little guys. No, scratch that. You'll see the fucked up little guy that we all love collectively. The Praetorian's like $70 a model now. Oh my god. And this is why we do it. We gotta collect him, We gotta buy them, we gotta keep them in the box, we gotta never open them, we gotta sell them 10 years down the line for incredible resale value. That is a joke. Don't do that. Play with your toys and enjoy them. And if you don't, I will. I'm gonna break into your house and steal all your figurines. And that's a threat. Everybody loves Papa Nurgle. That's right. Like, out of everybody, like... I love Nurgle fans, because, like... There's a lot of things in Warhammer that, like... You know, a lot of the bad guys in Warhammer are, like, power fantasies for the wrong reasons. Like... Yeah, look at this cool fascism that I love. Nurgles are just like, look at these slimy, gross little fucks. I love them. I love them. Toy Story 2 except Warhammer figures. I think that's just toy soldiers. That's a movie that they made in the 90s. I think that's real. Except it was with army men. But still, close enough. Was that movie weirdly horny for no reason, or am I misremembering it? You know what, I probably don't have any conscious memory of watching it at all. Try before, I got too many for you. I will steal all of your toys, and I will play with them, and I'll push their little heads together and make kissy noises. I'm ruining the hobby, apparently. Okay, I'm trying to, like, glue in a weird arm into this socket, so I just sort of, like, sit here awkwardly holding it together. Small Soldiers? Yeah, that sounds about right. That's probably the movie that I was thinking of. See, kitbashing is all well and good until you try to, like, cram a piece into a socket that it clearly doesn't fit. But by God, you want to hold the plastic glue there until it fits. I'll make it fit. I need more glue. I require more glue. I need to create an entirely new layer of plastic. Bro, do you even riz? I could ask my girlfriend next door, but I think she's busy. I don't want to bother her. Nurgle and Orcs are the only happy people in 40k. I can't tell if you're talking about, like, the fandom or, like, the universe itself. Either way, both of them is true. Orcs are just there to have a fun time. I mean, I don't think Nurgle's there to have a fun time, but he's just there to make sure everybody else doesn't have a fun time. Which, in a way, by proxy, gives him a fun time. So I guess it all loops around. Papa Nurgle loves us. We are his chosen children. Bless up. Nurgle's classic catchphrase. Bless up. What am I doing? Just gotta trim it a bit. Have you tried green stuff? I have not tried green stuff. I don't know how to use it, and I refuse to look up a tutorial. I will simply look at it from across the aisle at the Warhammer store, feel too scared to buy some, and feel even scareder asking the kind cashier man for assistance, or perhaps a small tutorial on how to use it. I will simply not inconvenience somebody for my potential benefit, even if they're there being paid to do just that. That's the kind of man I am. I have crippling anxiety. He believes he's helping his followers enjoy his gifts. He believes correct. I love it. Oh god, I didn't love that. I love it when I say just something absolutely insane, and then I just get a stream later of just like, you know, same mood, real. It's my favorite phenomenon on the internet. And it really emboldens me to say more insane things. Anytime somebody gives me positive feedback for being absolutely weird, my power only grows. Okay. I'm really gonna have to hold. Again, I'm trying to like cram an arm into a socket that's not meant to be there. So like, not only am I gonna have to like really hold it in place, but I'm also gonna need to like slam in a whole bunch of plastic glue to like fill in the cracks. Because who needs green stuff when you can just cram a whole bunch of plastic glue into a hole and hope it stays? Hope. Pray. Pray beyond belief. Pray for me, please. This arm is really not doing what I want it to. I would be tempted to pull out my thing of super glue, but I think that tube has super glued itself shut. So it is now lost to me. Okay. I think I got this. I think I can hold it lightly in place and just glue, 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 goo, goo, goo. I promise that is the most amount of times I'm going to say the word goo today. It is my promise to you as a content creator and as a friend. Ugh. It's much easier than you think. One afternoon of being a tutor, I was able to do the guts in first. Oh, yeah. You know what? I am fully aware that if I choose to educate myself on how to do these things, I will be able to do these things. But the fear of doing them poorly the first time I try is crippling to me. Okay, so far I'm actually really liking how this like pose is coming out. This is completely non-standard. Like these bits, like this, I don't even think this axe here is a 40k axe. Like I think that's an Ork axe from Age of Sigmar. And that arm holding it up is like absolutely not the correct pose for this. In fact, I might just put a little bit more plastic glue there to seal the big gaping hole in his shoulder. Which of course is going to make him really sticky for a good long while. So I'm just going to leave him there. I'm going to leave him there. Looking sick? Yes! Validation from internet strangers. It's what I live for, baby. Alright. I'm gonna leave him to dry for a little bit before I put on his backpack. Because I can build some other guys. If you had a resin printer and the ability to model, you would be the ultimate Kitbashing. God, I would be. I will one day teach myself how to model. But it is not this day. It will be another day. Which will not be this one. Okay, my next two options. Commando Boy, again, generic grunt, generic dude. Or the Commando Breacher Boy, who seems to have like a big old ram. See, I think the Commando Breacher Boy, like he's got the big tool, which is more plastic. But I also get the feeling he's more of a melee-oriented model, and I'm thinking I want more bullets. Okay, I'll think about it. I have to build the rest of his body first, so I'm gonna get started with pieces C56 and C57. And then hopefully by the time I procrastinated enough building the majority of him, I'll have come up with an answer of what I want to do. I won't have, but the fact that I'm online talking to strangers in the middle of nowhere forces me to make a choice. I'm learning Blender and it's pure pain. It's difficult, but once you get the basics, once you get the basics out, once you get the basics down, like it becomes kind of procedural after that. I say like I know what I'm bloody talking about. I don't. I've learned a little bit of Blender. I did a bit of Blender in high school, and I wished I kept up with it. Like, I want to go back and teach myself more. There was actually... It was actually a Kickstarter I saw. I think it was over now, because I genuinely thought about wanting to, like, back and put something into it. It was an app that, like, gamifies Blender. Like, it uses the sort of Blender engine that they have, because it's all open source and everything like that, and they make it a game. Like, they've modified all of the functions of the tool to, like, gamify the learning process. It's like, you know, it's like, here's the X, Y, and Z axis. Move this cube along the X, Y, Z axis to defeat these enemies. And it's really cute, like, all of the little UI and all of the little things have, like, smiley faces on them and stuff like that. But I was like, hey, this is a really great way to learn, you know, probably one of the most powerful 3D building tools out there. People are so creative. I love them. Metal minis get super hot in the sun. That sounds about right. I've only used a metal mini once in my life, and it was a really small commemorative mini that I got for free and painted horribly because I was 12. And when I say painted it horribly, I meant that every limb of this metal space marine that I got for free was painted a different color. And there was no base coating. I didn't start with Abaddon Black, I just had raw metal, and I painted it blue, red, yellow, green. I think one of them was white. Like, yellow and white are like the two hardest colors to paint in the model, and I was there as a 12-year-old being like, I'm gonna paint him all the colors, and all of his bits are gonna be a different color because I'm creative and colorful. That's what people call me. What piece am I looking for? I've been yelling into a void and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57. If I just keep saying it, it'll show up. 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57. Where the bloody hell are you? Where the bloody hell are you? I can't be funny or entertaining until I find this thing. That is... Ah! Got it! I'm a god. I love my little Praetorian guard, and I bet they love you. And they are human, after all. Resin minis get super No! Not the resin. It'll melt. One day I'll get a resin printed, but it is not this day. I had a roommate that worked with resin a while back. Like, not in a 3D mini capacity, like they did artsy stuff with resin. And it was like, that garage was like a biohazard. Like, resin can be super dangerous if you don't use it properly. Because it's like, it's poison. It's poison. This is absolute poison. Or they UV resin, they explode? Even more dangerous. Yeah. My original scheme was bright red, bright yellow, pure white, and navy blue. No thinking, all nightmare. That's the way to do it, baby. When you're painting minis, like, you just gotta go whole hog. What am I doing? C58. The backpacks are easy to find, at least. There we go. Very toxic fumes. I built a fume hood for mine. Hell yeah. See, I feel like if you're gonna, like, you need a garage. Or, like, a whole room in your house that is like, this is my mini printing room. This is my 3D mini printing room. And you know what? One day I'm gonna have one. Like, one day I'm gonna make so much money. I don't know how. It's probably gonna involve crime. But I'm gonna make so much money that I'm gonna get a friggin' 3D printing mini room And then I'm only going to use it for stupid things. That's my solemn promise to you. I use resin over the time and I only have minor blend. Very funny. You get a gold star in internet today. Something that is both possible to achieve and healthy to want. I have seen you. And I have validated your efforts. Okay, I was kind of on the fence about building the Breacher Boy. But... actually, let's see how I go with some of these other... let's see how I can use some of these Kitbash pieces. Because, like... yeah, because, like, I was kind of on the fence about building the Breacher Boy. Like, the guy with this big... what do you call it? Door! Ram! A ram! That's the fucking word for the thing. Like, I was kind of on the fence about building the ram, but, like, this guy's backpack, it's got, like, a sledgehammer and a bunch of, like, demolition stuff in it, so maybe I should build the Breacher Boy. Maybe I should. Because none of these, like, gun arms are really doing it for me. Like, this gun arm is kind of doing it for me. Which is really difficult to show. Well, it's really warped if I show it anyway. This gun arm is kind of doing it for me, but I have nothing to put in his other arm. Unless... lest... nah. Alright, I'm gonna build the Breacher. I'm great at parasocial, and so are you! Ugh. Oh, God. I cannot wait. Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to use head C68 for this. I can feel a sneeze coming on, but I also need to, like, burp at the same time. This is going to be a nightmare for me. Nope, crisis averted. Look at me, I'm kitbashing my orcs! Proceeds to paste a different head into the head hole than is traditionally expected. I'm so creative. There's something really therapeutic about just, like, gluing pieces into Warhammer Minis. Cause, like, I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. Like, I'm literally just, like, taking bits, and I'm just, like, following a set of instructions, and I'm just gluing them right in, you know, like, sticking them on. And it's fun. I get to turn my brain off, which you can clearly tell every time I open my mouth. Rabble, 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 rabble. Oh god, this guy's got like so many individual parts I need to put together. Okay. C60 and C61. Do you only use 40k and AOS orcs, or do you get third-party models? I've never looked into third-party models, actually. Like, I know they're out there. But, like, I've just never... I've never partaken. Like, there's nothing stopping me from doing it. I'm sure that if I found, like, a model that I really liked, I might consider buying it. I feel like a third-party model, like, I feel like I'd pick up something like that at, like, a con or something. Like, if I was in a physical environment, being like, oh, this thing looks really cool, I'm gonna buy it. Like, I don't know if I'm the kind of person to go out of my way to look for third-party models just yet. 61, here we go. But never say never. I've seen some really good, like, I keep getting a bunch of, like, recommended posts on Instagram for these, like, Ork models that are clearly third-party, because they're a lot more, like, traditionally military-y. Like, they've got, like, ghillie suits and sniper rifles and stuff like that. Clearly having none of the, you know, like, phantasmal, like, fantasy elements that 40k orcs have. Like, they were military orcs, but they're painted really well. Like, they've got, like, camo suits and, like, silent sniper rifles, and I'm like, this is a really good quality model with a really good quality paint job. Maybe I might start thinking about it. Maybe. Do you want to try the Krieg kill team? I do. I've got some of them over here. Like, I've already started painting some of them, which is really hard to see in this light. Still very much a work in progress. I'm still not really used to painting on a white base. Like, I wanted to try contrast paints for the first time, so it's really hard. You're not going to be able to fucking see it, but his coat was painted with Dreadful Visage, which is a sort of like dusty purple color, and I love it. I would have probably started with contrast paint sooner if I didn't have a whole bunch of base paints already. So I have the entire range of Death Cores of Krieg. Nice. Praetorian Guard to line those raiders. Hell yes. That's how you know you're a true Guard fan. If you can name a Guard regiment that isn't... if you can name a Guard regiment that isn't, you know, Cadian troops or the Death Corps of Krieg, that's how you know you're a true Guard fan. Tanith First and Only is on thin ice. I have 5k worth of models and 3D print files. Hell yes. Take that, Games Workshop's bottom line. I hear they're doing fine, actually. I am very happy for you in that regard. Beautiful. You look really narcissistic. Yeah. What an odd thing to say. Anyway. Okay, how am I gonna... Hold on, I gotta, like, look this every now and again. Instructions... Alright, I think I have to put on... There's a whole bunch... There's, like... I'm building one of those parts that have, like, a whole bunch of, like, tiny little pieces to stick onto it as well. And I think I have to do it in the right order, you know? It's always a pain in the ass. If you were to choose a Guard regiment, which one do you go for? I mean, for me, see, I don't know a lot about the Guard regiments. All I really know is Cadia, and I know somewhat about the Tanith First and Only because I did read the Gaunt's Ghost novel, which is all right. Like, it hasn't been my favorite Warhammer novel so far, but that's purely just a taste thing. Like, I know Gaunt's Ghost is like a really popular series or like a really popular set of characters, and I was like, okay, this was a good read, or a good audiobook rather. But I was like, you know what? I enjoyed this, but at the end of the day, I don't think this is for me. What the fuck do I do here? Finagle with tiny bits. I mean, honestly, like, I've started painting... Because when I wanted to paint the Death Corps, like, I painted them purple. So I guess I'm making my own regiment? Ah, okay. I see what I have to do here. I've dropped it. I've dropped the tiniest piece of plastic that I've ever seen. I found it. Never mind, crisis averted. Russwolder, brr. 500 Lehman Russes. All deployed with maximum detachments. Or, like, enhancements. Fuck. God, I'm such a fake fan. Okay. Tiny little plastic there. Weird little box here. Fair point, fair point. Like, yeah, I don't know, it was... Like, the Gaunt's Ghost book that I read, like, it wasn't bad by any means. But, like... I don't know, I guess I didn't really like... I don't know, I feel like there was I feel like the Gaunt's Ghost book that I read, there was, like, a chaos subplot, or, like, there was a bit of intrigue with how Mr. Gaunt is somehow tied to the forces of chaos, or like has dreams or visions or whatever. Which I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't really expounded on in that book, and it felt a little bit more like it felt a little bit more like, ooh, read the next one to find out. We're not gonna leave this thread resolved. And it's like, well, why'd you put it there in the first place? Come on, man. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh on it. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it. I probably am being too harsh on it. John Gaunt and Jimmy Ghost. That's how I remember them too. There's also a lot of characters, which I felt it was hard to keep up with. Well, actually, okay, there were a lot of characters, but they were all very clearly defined and, like, you know, tropey enough that it was relatively easy to follow. I don't know, I think I just didn't like, I just don't think I liked the book that much. And I'm just trying to make excuses as to why. But at the end of the day, all I need to say is that it was alright. Can't count the amount of times I've dropped a head or something at the build table. It's... yeah, like, pour one out for all of the poor soldiers that we've lost along the way. Like... like, there are entire, like, orcs that I've had to, like... there are entire models that I've had to completely, like, redo my concept for. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build them this certain way. And I've dropped the one piece I need. It's gone. Now I have to completely redo my entire stratagem. 67, 67, 67, 67. Ah, there it is. It's like backwards on the sprue sheet, so I couldn't figure out what it is. I have to spend a really long time, like, building his individual arm. Because he's one of those stupid pieces that have, like, 50 bits that you all need to, like, spring together. Which way did it go? Sure, why not? But yeah, I don't know, like... I'm sure one day I'll have a full guard army, and I'll, like, you know, make my own... you know, make my own lore for it and everything. But right now, orcs are just too fun. I also feel like orcs are... like, they're cheaper than the other factions, right? Like, that's something that we all sort of, like, mutually agree on. Like, orcs give you good value for money. Like, we know this. We know this. It's common knowledge. Okay, I'm just gluing all the pieces together now. Okay. Pretty soon. And orcs are very kitbashable, that's exactly right. I only really learned that, like, during my time... I only really learned that by doing, sort of thing. Which I'm very happy that I did, because, you know, they're fun. I love these weird little guys. Why is it so difficult to put this shoulder in? I swear, it feels like his shoulder's like not the right size or something. Okay. Now, this is going to be one of those models that I have to, like, hold in a really awkward position for a long time because, like, his pieces are really janky. See, I'm just going to have to, like, hold him like this for a little bit because his arms are barely in there. They're a horde army, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, they're as hordy as you want them to be, which is a weird thing to say. Like, there are rules that are conducive, there are rules that are conducive to just running 120 boys on the field all at once. But if you want to run the bigger units, like the Stompers, or like Gaz, or everything like that, like, you can have a bunch of, like, you can have a smaller amount of more, like, expensive models, like, point-wise, if you want to. So, like, they do have the capacity to be a horde army, but they have the flexibility to be two giant robots on the field at any one time. So you really make what you want from them. Okay, now I need to give his arm... He's got, like, a bare... His shoulder doesn't click into place all the way. Because he needs, like, a shoulder guard. I've got a friend who plays orcs and he runs much less horde, often will run more big stuff. And I feel like that's a more economical way to do it, quite frankly. Because, like... And see, like, this is a big thing that I have found. Like, sure, you can run 120 boys, but the new pack of boys that Games Workshop has released is, like, they're all the same model. Like, it was actually really difficult to kit bash. It was actually really difficult to kit bash my models in the way. It was actually really difficult to kit bash my orc models. Like, I had to cut a few pieces off or, like, stretch a few things out just because it was so difficult. Whereas, like, I feel like the older Orc Boys kit, when they had the more, like, ugly knob design, I say ugly, they're beautiful in their own way, obviously. But back in the old design, I feel like they were a lot more modular, whereas the current pack of boys is more... There's less flexibility. Like, that's really all it comes down to. There's less flexibility, and if you want to run a horde setup, you need 120 boys, which means you need 12 variants of the same boy, repeated 10 times across every boy variant. And, like, that's... You know, like, it just kind of sucks, you know? Like, you really want to sit there painting the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again? If I wanted that, I'd be a Tyrannid player. But, tish. I love infantry and artillery, that's why I love the Krieg. Hell yeah. I love the new Spruta anti-kit bash. It is, like, I feel like they're trying to strike a good balance. And I'll give them credit where it's due for that, because a lot of their old models did seem to be kind of rigid. Like, you had the torso, you had the two arms, you had the head, so a lot of their arms could kind of be like, is my arm bending this way? Is it straight out? Is it up? Is it down? That's kind of all you got, right? Whereas the new boys have a lot of, like, muscular torsion, but because of that, you know, you don't get a lot of the flexibility that you do with other things. And so, it's kind of a catch-22, and I think they've struck a good balance. Because, like, some of the models, you can switch out the heads very easily. So there's at least a couple that are kind of kit bash friendly, where the other ones kind of aren't. I found it, it's okay. But yeah, yeah, credit where it's due. I think they did the best that they could in terms of creating, like, really nice looking models that had a little bit of flexibility. And the other great thing about the boys is because they're the standard, like, trooper infantry unit, because they're so basic in that way. Fuck me, I got glue all over me. Ah, I got glue under my fingernails. That's fine. Because they're so basic in that way, they've got a lot of flat space. Like, their backs have nothing on them. They have no, like, you know, huge guns or, like, sub-weapons or, like, anything like that. Like, they just have a pistol. They just have a big knife. And so you can, like, slap extra gear on their backs. You can, like, put extra gear on their legs or their base or anything like that. So it's I feel like you at least have some opportunities there to, like, put some things on them. Like, I think I moved all my shit out of my room. Like, I don't really have a good example. Like, for like a guy like this sort of thing, like this boy right here, like his back, it's just prime for a jetpack. Like, if you have like a spare Stormboy kit lying around, you could put one of these rocket packs like right back here, and like he fly now. A lot of the new Space Marine sprues are geared to maybe 1 or 2 poses at best. Yeah. I mean, I think that also comes with them being the, like, poster boys and, like, the tutorial set. Because, like, everyone says that, like, oh, if you want to get started, like, get Leviathan, or, like, get the starter set. And, you know, they've really made an effort to try and, like, make that starter set, like, easy to use. And because they want that to be easy to use, they make them all push fit. They make them so that you can only stick them together one way. And because they have all these models that you can only stick together one way, like, they're not gonna go out of their way to be like, okay, we're gonna remake this model set, we're gonna remake this model set so you get extra customizability. No, they're just gonna use the same set that they already have. Also, I do want to point out, anytime I talk about Games Workshop, I will never defend a company's actions under any means, ever. Like, that is a blanket fact. Me saying, yeah, Games Workshop, like, doesn't put a lot of customizability in their new Space Marine model sets, that's not me saying it's a good idea. That's me accepting the reality that it is, which I think is unfortunate. Great content, Ethan. Much love. Thank you, YouTube user LSU fan. I don't know what LSU is, but I'm glad that you're also a fan of me, it seems. I couldn't do the whole heart. I've got other things in my hands. If you play that back, like, really fast, you get the whole thing. A Dakar and a chopper or a shooter, depending on your taste in language. Yeah. The other thing is you don't really get a lot of customization with the Ork boys now, because I think in previous games or like previous sets, you could like choose whether you wanted them to be like gun wielding or have melee weapons, and now the choice is made for you. How do you press the like on a live stream? God, I wish I knew. I wish I knew, honestly. I'm sure there's a button somewhere. Okay. Looks like this guy's arm is already, like, the glue's dried now. So I was able to put his, like, backpack on. His big ol', like, AOS axe. They kicked it out of the park with the Blade Guard and the new Dark Angel. So that's what I hear. Like, they really went ham, and it shows. Like, I've heard Dark Angels fans are like, so happy, and I'm like, you know what? Good for them. Good for them being happy for once. I'm glad somebody in the Warhammer community is happy. What's my favorite Ork model that I don't have? That's an interesting question. You know what? I'm gonna have what's gonna sound like a really like basic, stupid answer. But you know what? Do you know what's a model that like I've kind of wanted to have for a while now? The mech gun. Oh no! I ripped his arm off. It wasn't dry. I wasn't ready. Oh no! Oh no! Emergency glue, emergency glue, emergency glue. Oh, it's still stuck to his gun. It's still stuck to his gun, but everything else is broken. Oh me, oh my. Oh, good heavens. Oh, there's glue everywhere. It's a crime scene. It's a crime scene. Oh, I fucked it up. I fucked it up. I fucked it up. He's fine. He lived. Love your orcs in your content. Thank you. I make them for you specifically. So next time he's I fucked it up again. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Crisis averted. Breakdown averted. He's not centered on the base, but that's okay. No, it's not okay. That's going to annoy me. I swear to God, gluing these things down on a base is way more difficult than it should be. I am not good at what I do. All of my confidence is fake. People were saying very nice things to me, and I can't even acknowledge it and thank them for it because I'm having a panic attack. Freaking out because I can't glue him down properly. Alright. He's on the base. He's on the base. His arm is in his socket. I'm gonna put him down very gently, and I'm not gonna touch him. I'm not gonna touch him for the rest of the night. I'm good. Fuck. That was a lot. Realistic modeling experience. I don't hold back. This is every inch of my mania. Also, definitely get a mech gun. Okay. Here's the concept, right? Here is the concept that I have. People have been telling me. So if you've been following my content before, you probably know. I posted, a TikTok and a short lately that people keep giving me shit for not drilling my barrel holes. Right? That's been a running joke. Like, I get it, haha, very funny. Like, he doesn't drill his barrel holes, ha 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 ha. I made a post that said, if you want me to drill my barrel holes, give me $40. Give me $40 and I will buy the drill in which to drill the barrel holes. And somebody did. It was never my intention to do it. Like, that was a dumb little joke, but somebody sent me 40 Australian dollars, which is insufficient because I live in Canada now and the exchange rate is worse. But somebody sent me the money needed to buy a drill. So here's my plan. I'm going to go to Games Workshop and I'm going to buy the drill that I need to drill barrel holes. I'm also going to buy the mech gun set. The Ork's mech gun. You know, the big sort of like mounted cannon that like shoots at like aircraft and like artillery. Like, it's the Ork artillery, right? I want to buy this set, and instead of the big gun barrel, I want to put the drill right in there. So instead of having like a big shooty gun, it's just the drill that people made me buy that I will refuse to use on principle. I'm a bastard, I know. Every time a model lose half my fingerprint to super glue make it... Oh god, me too. I've got, my Squig Hog boys. My Squig Hog boys that I built. Like, because they're... Well, I'm currently in the middle of painting them. I don't... They're not anywhere in here, so I can't sort of show you. But because the Squig Hog boys are, like... They're very big. They've got a lot of, like, big flat surfaces. I got a lot of my thumbprints on there. And it kind of looks cool. Like, if you look really closely, there's a lot of, like, scaly thumbprints on the back of the squigs. And it's like, it almost looks intentional. It almost looks intentional. And that, to me, is... I'm gonna pass it off as a really cool painting thing that I did, and not just, and isn't just me accidentally getting my grubby fingers everywhere because I don't wear gloves and I don't know what I'm doing, and I make a mess of myself all the time. I'm gonna pretend it was a thing that I did on purpose. And nobody will know, except for the 71 people watching this. Okay. Alright. paints do you use? Base, contrast, layers, etc. I use base paints for the time being. I have one pot of contrast paint that I've attempted to use on my Veteran Guard models. And I really enjoyed using it, but I think I'm still going to stick to base paints for a while because I like that really nice matte finish. But I do use layers and dry brushing and everything like that. Yada, 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 yada. What am I building? I'm building orcs. Orcs, baby. Specifically the Kill Team Commando orcs. Oh god, this is so sweaty under there. Let's see. Alright, I have a couple more. Oh well. Okay. Alright. I've been at this for... What made you choose purple for the Kriegers? I chose purple for the Krieg because I wanted to go with a custom color scheme for my Imperial Guard because for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to stay away from the more like traditionally military colors for the Kriegsmen. Like, you know, I wanted to stay away from like green camos or like, you know, navy blue, avoiding black at all costs for obvious reasons. So I wanted to go with some colors that were like a little less traditionally militaristic. I thought about red at one point, but I knew I had some Chaos Space Marines that were going to be pink, so that's kind of already there anyway. So purple was a really good color for me because it was kind of in the mix. It was kind of skirting around some other colors that I already had, so it would make them look different. And you know what? I kind of like the idea of doing a purple and gold color scheme. Like they're royal guards. Like purple and gold is a very like royal color scheme, I feel like. And I think that would be pretty interesting. Like, I think if I was going to color them an actual regiment color, I would have chosen, like, the standard Cadian green. But I already have the orcs, who are very green already. So, I feel like that was kind of... Like, I didn't want to retread the same ground, right? And I have Tyranids, but I didn't paint my Tyranids purple. I painted them Thousand Suns blue. I almost painted them Macragge blue, but... I already had Space Marines, so that's... Yeah. You be building the boys? That's right, I do be building the boys. Yeah! Commando boys. Purple and gold, the original color scheme I had for my Marines. It's good, it's a good color scheme. Like, especially on something like a Space Marine, where you can get a lot of, like, gold trim across the Aquila and the shoulder pads and everything. Like, it's good shit. Isn't that the Emperor's Children, purple and gold? See, Emperor's Children, I think they're more pink and black. Like, traditionally Emperor's Children are sort of like a really sort of like pale purple pink and a lot of black. I did not know this. Do I have it? No, I don't think I have the model with me. I've been painting one of my Chaos Space Marines as an Emperor's Children color scheme. But it was like hot pink and solid gold. And it took me a while to realize that wasn't the official canonical color scheme for the Emperor's Children. But I don't care, because I like them to be really bright pink. And I think that looks cool. My brother in Christ said his Emperor's Children. Okay, maybe it is. I mean, all of the official Games Workshop art for the Emperor's Children have been a lot more pale and a lot more muted. And honestly, I haven't really seen a lot of gold there originally. Like, maybe in, like, the pre-Heresy, like, 30k era, they were sort of pink and gold. But their Chaos Space Marine variants do seem to be, like, pink and black in my mind. Like, from what I've seen. What color schemes are you going for the orcs? So, I know it's probably kind of boring, but, like... My orcs have really sort of been, like, brown and yellow. Like, a sort of, like, coppery bronze, which is really hard to see in the lighting of this room. You know what? My war boss is a better example. And, like, I know brown's kind of a boring color for orcs, because, like, rusty and leathery sort of thing. But when I think orcs, like, my first My first exposure to orcs was in the Space Marine game. You know, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. I hate calling it the Space Marine game because it sounds like I can't remember what the title of it is. But yeah, my first exposure to orcs was from Space Marine, and all of those orcs are clad in like dusty brown leather, you know, very like patchwork, very rust looking. You know, they weren't affiliated with any particular orc faction, like they didn't have the bright yellows or reds or blues of, you know, whatever the factions are that I can't remember off the top of my head. So I wanted to sort of like capture that color essence basically because you know I remember it from childhood and it's sort of like how I first got into Warhammer and the Orcs. So I wanted to paint them like leather brown with a bit of yellow highlights here and there just to really accent things. So yeah, that's the standard color scheme that I have. I'm building out my Gaz to have the same sort of color scheme. Still very much a work in progress. Not a lot of yellow there. It's just sort of a blob of dark colors. More Daka-y with the yellow. That's right, that's right. No purple for the Commandos. I know that's very funny. I might give them like purple, like camo things across their cheeks. Yeah, that'd be funny. I could probably do a little bit of that. See, I might make one of them purple. I don't know, cause like I love the purple orc bit, but I'm also like a big lore fiend, and I like sort of like I like having the uniformity of like a consistently painted warband. So I'm like, do I do the funny thing, or do I do the thing that I think is going to look the best when they're all like sitting on my shelf and they're not touched for 20 years? Because that's ideal. That's probably what's going to happen when I finish painting these. We're all going to go up on a shelf, and I'm not going to touch them for a million billion years. Who knows? Love that the hammers are just nukes duct tape to a stick. Yeah, I was really happy with this one. Like this. Yeah, I got a lot of love for this when I posted it online, like Reels and TikTok and stuff like that. And of course it's not focusing because why would it? Why would it? But yeah, it looks amazing in person. You just can't tell. If you want a purple orc, just make it with a base, no model, job done. Hold on. There he is. It's my purple orc. You can make a really cool rule for that weapon. Yeah, Deadly Demise 1. I think that rule already exists in the game. I love the fact that, like, there's one orc car. I can't remember what it is. I think it's the Wazbomb Blast Jet, which is a great name. Mwah. But I love the fact that it has a Deadly Demise score of 1. Because it basically says it explodes no matter what. Like, you roll the dice, and as long as it rolls higher than 1, it explodes. And you can't roll higher than 1. So it's like one of those real... It's like the game telling you, like, hey, you're done, kid. What is this game? This is Warhammer 40,000. The most popular wargaming miniature painting game on the planet. He's glued down now. He's not going to fall to pieces. The one that Superman plays? Yes, that is an apt way of putting that. Another thing that I did earlier today is I finished building Makari, like the little grot that accompanies Gazgul when he's on the battlefield. I am not looking forward to painting all those tiny details in his little sinewy arms. You look like you play Ultra Kill. I tried once. See, the problem with me is that I have a Steam Deck, which is like the Valve, which is like the, you know, handheld gaming computer sort of thing. It is way too fast to be played on that environment. I tried playing Ultra Kill once, and I'm like, I need to wait until I have a proper mouse and keyboard set up before I can play this game, because if I am trying to do this with a joystick, I will die. I will die. I will simply cease to be. When did you first get into Warhammer? I first got into Warhammer when I was, like, I built a couple of models when I was a child, like 12, 13, something like that. because there was a Warhammer store at my local shopping center that I was like, yeah, this is really cool. I like drawing and creative stuff. I'll do that. So I bought some models and painted them up, and they were absolutely dog shit. Like, no base coating, no priming, like, no detailing. None of the paints were thinned. Just thick paint straight from the pot right onto the model. And then I didn't do anything with it. Like, it started to get too expensive for me because I was like, oh, I'm getting to be an older teenager now. I'm starting to, like, work jobs and, like, actually have to fend for myself with my own money. I don't have the money to do this. And so I didn't touch it for a million years. And then I moved to Canada, and I'm like, okay, I'm moving internationally. I am going to be unemployed for a while. So I'm going to have a lot of downtime, no job, no income. What does somebody in that position do? Get into the most expensive miniature game of all time. And that's exactly what I did. You're an odd-looking critter, bro. I know. I am more than aware. I developed mild cardiac arrhythmia industrial deafness the first time I tried. I mean, Ultra Kill will do that. Like, as I said, I played one game. I played one level of Ultra Kill, and I was like, you know what? This is... I have to be a significantly stronger man. This is the Dark Souls of gaming. People are going to hate me for that. All first models are embarrassing. They are, and I can't wait to go back home for a little bit over the holidays and find all of my really shitty models that I painted. So I can bring them back home and use them in official games. Or just showcase how absolutely, like, dog shit they were. Like, they were bad. They were bad. So do you believe the Emperor sought out godhood on purpose and that his sons were sacrifices for that goal? I think the Emperor was a tyrant. Like, I think that the only thing on his mind was dominion. Like, I think a lot of people, you know, when they're trying to analyze the Emperor as a character, like, I feel like they try to, like, pigeonhole his character into a sense of absolutism. Like, they really try to go like, oh, he was absolutely this, or like, absolutely that. Or like, he was like, you know, he was going to be God, or like, he wanted to be a mortal ruler and like hated gods. And it's all very one way or the other. I think the concept of the Emperor is someone who believes in absolutes, but is inconsistent in those beliefs. Like, sure, like, he is basically as powerful as a god, but doesn't want to, like, say he's a god, who has lots of, who, like, builds his clone sons. Like, I feel that, like, everything the Emperor did was kind of arbitrary, but that was also the point. Like, his whole thing was him saying, like, this is the way that, this way is correct, this is the imperial truth, this is the absolute best path for humanity. Even if it necessarily wasn't, it was because he said it was. Like, that was, I think that's kind of the core of his character. Like, it's not about whether he makes the right decision, or whether it's the smart decision, or whether it's the correct decision for all of humanity in the 41st millennium. What he says is absolute, because he is a tyrant. You know, like, he is literally saying, like, this is true because I say it is. And that's the entire extent of his character. Like, of course, the entire world and, like, fictional universe of 40k, like, supports it as being the truth or the correct thing, but that's kind of what civilizations under a tyrant do. Like, the Grand Overlord decrees this is the way, and everyone under them goes like, yes, this is the way. I don't think the Emperor was entirely correct or incorrect about anything. I think he made the choices and was just like, this is it. Heresy, 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 heresy. Yeah. I'm right because I say I'm right. That's religion. I mean, yeah, that's exactly right, you know? I don't think the Emperor was ever truly right or truly wrong about anything. Like, he decreed it, so it was real in the context of that universe. You know? That's why I think it's weird to people go like, yeah, the Emperor's right about everything. Ugh. Oh, a Death Watch kill team was a bit this fast. Come and get me. I'm in the past, idiot. Now, at the very least. Okay, what am I doing? I haven't glued together a single model in like 20 minutes now. That's fine, I'm just vibing. Okay, so the sniper is pretty good. Do I like VHS tapes? Is this a bit? I can't tell. I can't tell. I do like old media. I think it certainly has a charm to it. Spoken like a person who doesn't play Space Marines. Guess again! The only boys in blue I back. That's right. I had a pot of McCraig Blue from a trial set, and I wanted to make the most of it. You want to buy some chicken? God, do I, YouTube user KFC. Do I have any other Space Marines? Yeah, I was actually really happy with the Space Marines that I made. Like, I sort of went with a blue and white color scheme for them. Like, I put white in a couple more places that I probably shouldn't have. And that's how I realized white is a really difficult color to paint. But I think they all came out alright. And they're absolutely not going to be shown in any of this lighting. Eating barbecue ribs to this. God, yes. It's not actually the KFC brand, is it? Of course it's not. Of course it's something weird. Alright, I think I'm gonna probably wrap it up there for now, because I haven't glued together a single model in the last 20 minutes. But I've been still having a fun time nonetheless, because I like vibing and talking about my silly little games that I like to play, and apparently other people like to play too. So I also wanted to get into it until I saw the price tag of those figs. Well, okay, I'll put it this way. A lot of these miniature figurines are about the same price sometimes as like a modern AAA video game. And to me, I get more satisfaction and value for my money out of painting a bunch of these funny little guys and having them physically on my shelf forever than I would playing the latest, I don't know, Madden? What's a modern video game? Like, Call of Duty's like $100 these days. You could buy like a full set of miniatures for that price. And honestly, like, maybe it's just because I'm really slow at painting, but the amount of time it would take me to paint all of those miniatures would probably be the same amount of time that I would play a modern Call of Duty game for. Like, I spend probably like 10, 20 hours like painting these things just because I like really going in there and taking my time and, you know, really making the most of it. And so the value proposition is there to me. Isn't for everyone, but, you know, I pirate games and Warhammer 3D print files. We got him. Send the police to this guy's house right now. I have 4,000 hours on Armor 3. Somehow that doesn't surprise me. That sounds like it's mean, but it's said with love. Alright, I'm probably going to wrap it up there because I've glued together enough of these bad boys for the night. And also, it's very hot in this room. You can see I have a sheen on my face because I am sweaty and smell bad. You would hate to be in a room with me right now. It's not a pleasant experience. Anyway, happy 4th of July. Thank you so much for hanging out while I glue together these weird little freaks. Don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms if you have not already. I'll probably post pictures of these guys on my Instagram story or something like that. But yeah, have a wonderful night, wonderful 4th of July, and stick around. I'll be gluing these guys together. I've got more shit to glue. I've got more things to glue. It's... My pile of shame is almost gone, but it'll be back again. It'll be back! Yeah, I get out of here. Okay, where's the X? What is this? Happy American Day, honestly. Eagle Scream. I gotta stop this before I say any more weird shit.